Zed plays Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Hello, everyone. Welcome to some RPG vitamin goodness. We'll be playing some Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Some say would be the black sheep of the Final Fantasies, at least of the early Final Fantasies. I'd have to agree. It was generally made for. It was made by the Japanese for what they viewed to be the less. The American audience needed to be slowly introduced to the concept of RPGs because they had released Final Fantasy 1 and it didn't do as well in America that it did in Japan. So the developers in Japan felt that maybe it was a bit too complicated for us, for the Americans. So they decided they were going to make a sort of half RPG. They cut out party management. They cut out inventory management. A lot of the equipment they cut out. In this game, when you get a new piece of equipment, it's always better than the one you had before, as opposed to most RPGs where you've got two pieces of equipment. One may increase your speed, one may increase your defense. You got to decide: do you want to be able to attack more often, or take more damage, or take less damage? It's a balancing issue. So they felt that they'd release one that was just very simple. A lot of people give this game a lot of flack, but I rather like it. I mean, like I said, it's an RPG. It's like vitamins, an RPG vitamin. Would you just want a 5-6 hour romp in an RPG without dealing with all the extra stuff? It goes down smooth. Someday I may want to play a whole 40-hour RPG epic storyline. And for those days I'll pop in some of the more into it RPGs, such as Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Lufia. Either of the Lufias both are excellent games that I like to play. But for right now, I just feel like playing some light RPG goodness. So we're going to interrupt demo play of it, and we're going to see the spinning cube to Mystic Quest. All right, I'm going to interrupt that. We're going to go ahead and start a new game. And my name, well, okay. Z. Actually, you know what? That's good enough. Zed. I'm going to do some voiceovers just because I can, and it makes it sound funny. My village is gone. What on earth is going on? This place is going to sink any second. Let's climb up quick. Run, dude, run! Okay. So here we are on a mountain that's falling over. Press the B button and jump across. Alright, so that's... I don't know if I got the button set up right, but, well, we'll figure it out as we go. That was close. That was definitely not a scripted event at all. Look over there. That's the Focus Tower, once the heart of the world. An old prophecy says the Vile Four will steal the power and divide the world behind 4 doors. And at that time, the night will appear. The prophecy has now come true. 4 monsters have locked the doors of the Focus Tower and escaped with the keys. They're draining the light from the 4 crystals of the earth, and the world is in chaos. The people are in desperate need of help. Zed, only you can save the crystals and the world. Me? Yes, you, Zed. Only you could be the knight spoken of in the prophecy. Look out! A monster! Alright, the first battle of the game. Battle is really simple. You choose to fight, run, or control. We'll get into later on. Right now, we're going to fight. You got 4 things here. You can choose your items. There's only 4 items in the game. Inventory management, none. There is, I believe, a healing item, or an item that cures your health, an item that cures abnormal effects, an item that refreshes status ailments, which are few and far between, which is pointless, and then an item that I want to say there's the item that revives the other person, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's been a long time since I've played this. You hit defense, which will defend against the oncoming attacks. Spells, there are 3 schools of magic. There's white magic, which contains healing and support spells. Black magic, which contains, I would consider it low-tier magic. They're cool, but mostly they're the weaker ones. Wizard magic is the more powerful magic in the game. Here you're going to find your most powerful spells in the entire game. When you get a wizard spell, those you want to save for the main boss fights. Okay, we're just going to attack. We got nothing else to do, we can just attack. And we choose our selection. Behemoth attacks with Horn. Crap. Critical hit. That is no good. Z attacks with the steel sword. All we can do is attack. And just hope that we kill him. We're not going to because he hit a critical hit right off the bat. It's a program you're supposed to win, but I suppose it's always good when you lose because we'll show how it deals with losses. Now, when you lose in Mystic Quest, in most other RPGs it will take you back to the main screen, the main title screen, and you have to reload your last save. It's a hardcore thing, and we're losing a lot of that in the newer games. But anyway, one of the things the developers decided to put in here to make it easier for the Americans is that when you die, when you lose a battle, you don't get sent back to the title screen. Instead, they give you an option. You select no, you go back to the title screen, you reload your last save. Useful if you think you're going to need to grind up a bit more to do this boss battle. However, if you choose no, or if you choose yes, you'll go back to the title screen. If you choose no, which I'm going to do in this case, it will restart the battle the way you were when you first started the battle. That way, you can retry, try a new strategy, or just try the new rolls, which is the reason why I had to restart. I had a critical hit, which is horrible. So we're just gonna attack. Horn. See, the way it's set up, you're supposed to win, but every now and then you'll get hit with a critical hit, and it will cause you to die. Since critical hits apparently do 4 times as much damage. They do have types, which it will... Oh, I got the critical hit this time. Sweet. Defeated the enemy, got 84 experience, and 3 gold. Just 3 GP. Seems I was right. At last I found a true knight. But you said you were sure I was the one. Well, actually it was more of a guess. Wah, wah. That's the sound that plays in my head when he does that. Forget it. Just tell me where I can find the crystals. It's up to you to find them. This place is becoming dangerous. Follow me to the level forest. Okay. Wah, wah. Gotta get out of here. Who is that guy anyway? I am going to voice even the female voices, which will make me laugh, and probably most of you. Okay. Here's the world map. Instead of having an open world like most other games do, this is basically set up like a Super Mario World type thing. You have levels. You have what I'm standing on, the mirror-looking thing, is mini levels. They're like forests and caves and whatnot. The icon you see over to my right is the village. That's a town you can go into. And up top is something we're going to be getting into here in a few moments. Alright, we're going here. There you are. What do you think I should do first? Save the crystal of Earth. See ya. What? Come back here. Oh well. We'll explore a little bit. As you can see, there's a bunch of trees. We can't do anything about the trees right now. Stab it with my sword doesn't do anything. And in forests and dungeons and whatnot, there are no random encounters. There's no random encounters in the entire game. It's something that was taken out to make the game simpler. In each dungeon, you can see the icons of the dancing monsters. They initiate a battle. You can leave and come back in this. You can leave back to the overworld, come back in, and they'll all respawn. The blue walnut-looking thing looks like a chocolate bar on top. Those things are boxes or crates. I may have some FPS issues. I'll have to deal with that later. Those things are for normal items, usually items that go in your inventory. Your 4-item inventory, usually potions, or seeds, or refreshers, or heals, I think. Or you can get some replenishing of some of your items. It's just... You'll see another type of chest later on that's like the big chests in Zelda games, where it's the thing you want to find. You want to get those chests. Right now, let's talk to the dancing old man. That boulder is blocking my way back to town. Would you shove it aside? Okay. Press B button to jump. You can jump over people. You can't jump over enemies. When you try to jump, you will just land right where you were, and it will initiate a battle. Push it. Thank you. If you want to go through this forest, find Kaylee in Foresta and show her this. I received the tree wither. Okay, we're going to go into the menu here. We got a bunch of options here. Items. This will show you the top row here is your items you use in battle. All the rest of these are going to be key items for the rest of the game. You have your spells. You can see your spells, and you can use your white magic, which is which I believe is the first level here, or it's one of these. It's this one. You can see down at the bottom I have 3 white magics, 1 black magic, and 0 wizards. That's how many times you can use a spell before you run out of magic. There's no MP, no magic points that you can have to manage. It's just that's how many times you can cast any spell in the white. That I can cast 1 black spell, but I can't cast any wizard spells, which isn't that big of a deal. I'm not going to get any until later. Okay. Armor. You can see all I have right now is steel armor. You have 4 types of armor. You have your shield, your armor, your helmet, and an accessory. There are 3 levels, as you can see by looking around. These are all you get. Over here, this is for the party member you're going to get later on. But when you find one that goes in the upper tier, it will always be better than the one in the bottom. Weapons, same thing. You've got your swords and some other weapons you're going to find later on in the game. And every time you find a weapon, it's always better than the one... Or when you find an upgrade to a sword, the new sword will fully replace your old sword. You won't be able to use your old sword. But it's not that big of a deal because the new sword's always better in every way than the old sword. Status, you can see your stats, and there are some, but it's not that big of a deal since the only thing you have to worry about is making sure that you're at a decent level to go into the next area, which if you clear every dungeon you go into, you're not going to have that much of a problem going into the next area. Every other thing you can do is just superfluous. Customize is to... See, here's where it is. It's interesting, because in all the other Final Fantasy games, these stats are given to you in numbers. Most of the time. Sometimes it'll give you in bars, but mostly it'll be numbers, flat-out numbers. But they figured that was too complicated for us. They simplified it, and they put it into bars, a scale. Which I find the scale to be more confusing than the numbers. It's just... I like to set it to figure because it tells you exactly how much health you have. Message speed, 1 is fastest, 7 is slowest. I always go for fastest because I like it that way. And honestly, I like black because it makes it easier to read everything and it just looks nicer. Okay, then you hit save. We're going to go ahead and save right there in the level forest for Zed. Okay, now, you push that out of the way, and we'll go ahead and find our first cure potions. Alright. I guess the old man's happy in the forest. Hey guys, don't forget to like my video if it deserves it, comment if you have something to say, and subscribe if you would like to see more.